game time. We had the Tampa Bay Bandits, the number 3 team, taking on the number 4 Houston Gamblers. Let's see how it turned out, y'all. Check it out. All right, y'all, let's get at it and take a look and see what it was. Like I said, number 3 versus number 4. This game took place on Saturday, April 30th. Started at 3 p.m. on Eastern Time. It was shown on Fox Channel. The temperature was pretty good, about 79 degrees with slight breeze, 10-mile-per-hour winds. Looked like it was, sunny day. It looked great on TV to me, so it was beautiful here, and it looked beautiful there in Birmingham, Alabama. The odds at the start of this game had the Bandits as the favorite at -1, and the Gamblers at the underdog at a +1. Both of those took a 110 value right there. I went for this pick on this one with the -120, which was the money line for the Bandits, and the Gamblers were at a -105 on the money line, and the over and under sat at 38.5, with the over being at a -118 and the under being at a -105. So we'll talk a little bit more about why I took the money line -120 at the end of this video, but let's just take a brief look at some of the highlights and some of the plays that resulted in a great game. All right, let's go ahead and just take a close look at this. Let me go ahead and pull this up on my screen. If you guys pause for the moment, you know I'm slow with recording. All right. Time of possession for Tampa Bay was sitting at 33 minutes and 32 seconds. And Houston sat at a 26-minute, 28-second time of possession. Looks like Houston outgained Tampa Bay had one more total drive than them, 12-1. Total plays, 73 for Tampa Bay, 55 there for the Houston Gamblers. So pretty dominant so far. Well, not dominant, just pretty close, I should say. Total yards for the game. Excuse me, 365 there for Tampa Bay to 400 for Houston. Yards per play, Tampa Bay had a 5.0 yards per play average compared to the 7.3 of Houston. And red zone touchdowns, Tampa Bay had 2 of those to Houston's 1. And red zone attempts, Houston kind of dominated them there 4-1. Passing totals read as follows. Scroll down here. Tampa Bay had 231 total passing yards to Houston 240. So both passing games there were doing pretty well. Completions were 21 for Tampa Bay to 15 to Houston. Passing attempts, Tampa Bay threw the ball a little bit more than Houston, sitting at 36 attempts to Houston's 24. However, Houston did complete yards per passing attempt at 10 yards compared to 6.4 for Tampa Bay. And the passing touchdowns for Houston were 2. And Tampa Bay only had 1 through the air. You guys, excuse me for the cough there. It's allergy season, so I am a little bit with the sinus attack going on and a little cough, but we'll fight through it. Rushing yards total for the game, 134 for Tampa Bay to 160 for the Houston. Houston's ground game was, kind of getting it in gear just a little bit more there than Tampa. Tampa had rushed the ball 34 times to Houston's 31 attempts. However, Tampa Bay only gained 3.9 yards per rush compared to Houston's 5.2. And rushing touchdowns there favored Tampa Bay 2-1 for the Houston. Now the game kind of hinged on just a few turnovers, but they were costly turnovers, and it came at bad times. And Tampa Bay committed 2 of those. They lost 1 fumble and 1 interception thrown there by Ta'amu, and while Houston had only 1, and that was an interception thrown on their part. So overall, that led us to a 27-26 win for the Bandits. Kind of a comeback win there late in the game. And I just thought it was very, very thrilling. So pretty much a good summary of the game there, with the Bandits going to 2-1 and the Gamblers falling to 1-2. All right, guys, let's go ahead on and take a look at, like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to tell you why I chose to take the money line on this particular game. And as you see popping up right now, you can see the Common Sense Bets Week 3 best picks. I took these picks off. The odds are actually from Fox Sports. I chose them over everyone else because they're pretty much, you know, the people behind the USFL right now. So I just want to keep that lined up with them for the moment. Not a big fan of Fox, no offense to you guys, but I am using your odds and your lines. As you can see, we have the spread, money line, and totals right here. Starting off with that game we're talking about right now, and we'll show this slide on every video that we recap. But right now, it was Tampa Bay at -1 as the favorite, as I said earlier in the video, and Houston in as a dog at +1. Both of those carried a 110, -110, excuse me. Yeah, like I said, we'll do later videos to explain the spread breakdowns. That's basically minus $1.10 for every $10 spent there, but we'll go over that in a different video. And the money line there is a -120, which is basically $1.20 on $10, and a -105 there for Houston. I chose the 120 money line, and we'll discuss that in a second. And you can see there the over and under was 38.5, as I mentioned earlier, with the -118 and the under at a -103. I want you to kind of look there to the side of it right there, and you can see our picks for these weeks, for the games this week. I know this game was already played, and I'm recapping it now, but it's up here, and it's up there for the other ones too. Everything that's highlighted there in yellow, you can see my money line. Tampa Bay is a -120. I went with the New Orleans Breakers, the next game, at a -182 and -143 for the Panthers. I chose that. That's in gold, as well as my pick at -118 money line for the Philadelphia Stars. And I did go money line this week. I have gone spread. I have not done totals yet, and I'll do a video as to why I'm doing that. Basically, it's just not enough information. 2 weeks of football. Enough to rely on the spread being covered. Teams are still kind of gelling in that area, and the same thing on the points. I mean, you can go under or over. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. We'll take a closer look at the final score to see what it was, but I just felt comfortable going with the -120. I felt like Tampa Bay was a better team. As you can see, the score was kind of close there. So I thought that was the wisest choice. And once again, remember, this is common sense bets. And to me, the most common sense thing to do was to take the surefire bet at a -120. I didn't want to take a gamble on the Houston Gamblers because I didn't think they were a better team than the Bandits. I thought the Bandits would win this game, and they actually ended up stealing it. No pun intended, but I did intend it. They did steal it late in the game from the Gamblers. So I didn't want to gamble on the Gamblers, and the Bandits ended up stealing the game anyway to give me the game covered. The points, I think they won by 2 points. So had you taken that spread, you would have won that one as well at a -110 value, which was better than the money line. But going into the game, when you didn't have the benefit of hindsight, to me that -120 was the common sense thing to do. So as you can see on the side there, my straight picks, I put a bet on the Bandits money line, which I did win, and then the Stars, I have money line. But the odds there for the money line picks on the Panthers and on the Breakers was a little too high for me. I don't like taking money lines that are -140 or -150, -135. I may take a -130 sometimes, depending on the game and circumstances. But I normally combine those into what I call a common sense parlay, which is a -182 combined with that -143, and it gave me a very easy short two-leg parlay there at a plus 164 value, which is pretty good. I mean, $1.64 for every 10 or every dollar bet is pretty good. So that's why I do that, and we'll discuss more about my common sense parlays and my common sense bets and why I pick the way I do in a later video. But let's continue forward. And you can see coming up, as I just explained, my common sense picks, my site picks. You can see the minus 120 there, and that's where we went. I thought the 38 points, which they actually did go over. I don't have that number in front of me right now, but I believe that they went over on that. I'm 100% certain they went over that total because they had 27 points there for the Bandits' final score, and Gamblers were 26. I should have had that on this chart, which gave us a 53-point total. So they clearly blew the total over out, which was at a minus 118 value, which also was pretty good. Both of those spread and total values were better than my minus 120, but once again, that's hindsight now. Looking before the game, to me the most common sense thing was to take that minus 120, and I did win that with still decent value, good on return there. So once again, this is why this show is called Common Sense Bets. So for that game there, we did get the win, and so far for week 3, we are 1-0. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to our channel as we are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We are a young channel. However, we are trying to build a common sense army. So please hit that subscribe button and become a common sense soldier and help us grow. If you like the content of this video, please remember to hit that like button down below, as that helps our channel grow. It helps others see our videos, and I think they're starting to get better. The content is getting better, and as I told you guys before, I will continue grinding with, the equipment right now is really laughable, but I tell you what, I'm getting it done. New microphone, not the best. New webcam, 1080p, but I'm working on getting a new 4K camera soon. So like I said, we'll keep upgrading, keep improving, and keep delivering the content. So if you guys can just show a little appreciation, right now it's free to become a common sense soldier. So please hit that subscribe button. If you like the content that I'm delivering, and I'm working hard trying to put out to you once a week, several times a week, please hit that like button. If you've been here before and you're still riding with me, remember, always hit that like button, even if you've been here and you're ready to subscribe, because that does help others see our content. So I hope you liked today's video. Look forward to our next video where we're going to recap the #1 New Orleans Breakers versus the #2 Birmingham Stallions. So look forward to that video coming out soon, as well as the 2 other games that's coming on Sunday. Once again, this is Common Sense Bets. I am J.K. Wilson. Deuces.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here